You sure don't have to try very hard to find bad news about the Alberta economy and our real estate market these days. Between shocks to oil prices, between a lack of support for the development of additional pipeline capacity, and now a global pandemic, it just seems like every single time you look at the news, there's another dagger to the heart of Albertans that are yearning for some optimism about our economy and what might lie before us. Well, look, last week I got a little bit of a lift because I was able to read an article that showed that we've got positive trends in some of the most important economic fundamentals that underpin any real estate market anywhere. They're about population growth and migration. Why don't I share with you my screen so you can see the article the same way that I saw it, and then I can take you through it, and hopefully you can get the same lift that I did. So the article itself is by a publication called The Owl. The Owl is run by the Alberta Treasury branches and the economists that work there, who are tasked with scouring the performance of our economy and looking for little tidbits of information out there that are very relevant to business owners and consumers within the Alberta economy and real estate marketplace. And so these guys have gone and found some very important information that just isn't the type of stuff to grab headlines. You know, when you've got a pandemic that's underway and you've got the craziness that's going on in our world right now, some of the best news, which doesn't make a lot of waves and is slow and consistent, is left off the front page and you don't get a chance to see it. But we do have some news here that's very relevant to anybody that's looking ahead in the Alberta real estate economy, wondering, is this the right time for me to make my move? Is this the right time to buy an investment property or to make an investment for my family in a piece of real estate? And I'm happy to report that I see this news as very encouraging. So what it says is that between January 1st, 2019 and April 2020, Alberta's population grew by almost 100,000 people. That's really great information. And in fact, we outpaced the national average over that same window. So Alberta's population grew by 2.1%, whereas the entire country's population grew by 1.8%. So we're outpacing the national average there, which is really great news. But that's not the most exciting part. The most exciting part to me is that we've had 7 consecutive quarters, 7 quarters in a row, nearly 2 full years of positive interprovincial net migration. That means more people are moving to Alberta from other provinces within Canada than are moving away. And that's what matters the most for local real estate markets, is do people want to move to that market or not? Are they moving there or are they moving away? Well, for 7 quarters in a row, nearly 2 years, we've had more people moving to Alberta than have been moving away, a trend that I think is supportive and is going to continue because our market is very affordable. There are some areas in Canada that have just had incredible runs in their pricing that are becoming really, really hard to live in for people that are new to Canada or young families that are starting out. Well, Alberta hasn't had that same effect. And so by contrast, we're a very affordable real estate marketplace. And now people are starting to see that. As employment is getting more remote, more and more people are working from home, and the location of where you live might not be quite as important as it used to be. People are looking for affordability and value, and Alberta has an awful lot of that right now. So some really great news there. So we've gained, approximately 13,000 residents over this period, not quite enough to make up for what we lost during the post oil shock markets of 2015 to 2018, but still a very positive trend. And there's a graph down here that you can look at for this interprovincial migration. So you can see where we dropped off here, and we had some people moving away due to shocks in our oil economy. But this is what's been happening since then. We've had this nice smooth trend of more and more people moving to our economy every year since we bottomed out here in early 2016. So ever since then, we've been slowly digging our way out of this, and I feel it's been very encouraging and very supportive, because if you've got more people moving to your province, you're going to have more demand for your real estate, and prices are going to continue to be supported, and consumer confidence is going to continue to be there. So that's what I was able to see last week when I saw it. The good news, sometimes you have to look for it. You have to look in the right places. You have to read on that second or third page of the news to get away from some of the headlines. Everybody knows that bad news is what sells newspapers, and little bits of good news like this, they don't necessarily make the headlines, but I found this to be a really encouraging bit of information. If you're an Albertan, specifically a Calgarian, that's contemplating a move in real estate and you're wondering, is this the right time for me? Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd be happy to answer your questions and help you out. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next video.